Hey guys. Okay, so yesterday we talked about ethos and how that means credibility and who may be a credible source. Today we are going over pathos. Pathos means emotion. A lot of people also accidentally remember ethos and emotion because they're the two E's. Okay, no. Pathos means emotion. Um, and so the first thought that I found typically comes to people's minds, mine as well, when you talk about emotion is happiness and sadness. And yes, those two are used a lot. So if you think about the animal commercials where they sing in the arms of the angels and they have all of these dogs that they're like they are going to die tomorrow if you don't adopt them. The really sad commercials make you cry is they have all the puppy dogs crying on there and the cats. And anyway, that is appealing to pathos. That is hitting you right in the feels, right? It makes you want to go and do something about it. They're convincing you to donate to their cause or to help their cause by making you very sad about what will happen if you don't. Okay. Same kind of deal with I used this one yesterday because Jennifer Aniston is on the St. Jude's cancer commercials. So that is credibility that they put a celebrity on there. But when they show you the kids that are happy because they're getting good treatment um, from people's donations, that makes you happy. Okay. Also, kind of sad because it's heartbreaking, but happy that you're able to do something about it. Those two are big ones. Here, and then, of course, we have angry ones. These are the ones that I feel like are left out, but are one of the most common that we see. I try to think of the Inside Out, the kids movie, and it has all of the emotions, right? Um, Fear, anger, disgust, sadness, happiness, or joy. Think about those because fear and disgust are two major ones that we see, particularly in politics, those as well as anger. If you watched anytime this year Biden or Trump's commercials about each other, um, Biden's were primarily fear driven. Okay. If you continue to let Trump be the president of this country, here's what will happen. Blah, blah, blah. That's what all of his commercials were. Trump's were primarily a little bit of fear, some anger, and more disgust, I would say, than anything. He called names in his commercials. He called Biden, Sleepy Joe, and he called Hillary, Crooked Hillary, whatever he had names for everybody. And he just basically talked about how they're awful people and you shouldn't trust them to be in the government. So our politicians and I don't know, I'm sure your parents probably told you this. We've never really seen anything like this. It was an interesting year for politics as far as campaign ads and things like that. They're pretty much saying the things that maybe all of the other presidential candidates have thought in their heads. It's just coming out now. We're saying it out loud. We're saying it in tweets. We're saying it in commercials. Presidents just they're gonna go at each other now. So they did in their commercials, just made each other sound like terrible, terrible people, and tried to scare America into, if you vote for this person, this awful thing will happen. So vote for me. And now I know some of you have very strong political beliefs and you do truly believe something bad will happen with either candidate. And that may be true. Okay. It's not that there's no validity. It's that the thing they're warning you about could happen if the other was president. But that being said, please remember that these are very persuasive people, okay? Politicians in particular, their whole agenda, their whole way to the top is convincing people to vote for them. And oftentimes that means they'll say what they have to say. And if that means, if they're smart, they won't say promises that they can't keep, although a lot of them do. They won't say that because then when they break those promises, they're likely to not get reelected or be very well liked in office. But they will almost always attack the other opponent, right? Vote for me because if you vote for this guy, this bad, awful thing will happen. And if you vote for me, it won't. Okay. So that we see that all the time in politics. So don't forget about those. But anything appealing to your emotion, okay? Anything just emotion driven or that makes you feel any type of way. And now statistics can do that and celebrities can do that, but they're there for another purpose. Okay. You believe that ethos is you could have an ad, all good ads, that where you have all three, like the cancer research one. You get your feelings in. They talk about statistics. Here's why we're better. Here's how you'll feel if you donate. And here's Jennifer Aniston to tell you the same thing in case you didn't believe us. Okay. So they have all three types of appeals. Just know that if it is making you feel some type of way, it is pathos that is working in you. If you're feeling the way you feel because you read those statistics and you're like, I believe that, I trust that, then that's logos. And if you're saying, if that person says so, then I trust it because I trust that person, that is ethos. Okay. So make sure you know the difference. Take your quiz at the end of the work today. And then tomorrow we are going to do a review for our test on Friday. Okay. Bye, guys.